Okay. So, good evening, everyone. C-level Advanced Toastmaster. My name is Felix Dang. So, on behalf of Miss President Toastmaster Hương Ly, I warmly welcome all members here and guests to our first meeting of 2026. So, a new year has arrived. So, let's make an applause or a heart wave to all of us. Yeah. I'm so lucky. I'm so happy to be here with brilliant people like you. So New Year has drive us, and we grew up a little bit. We became more responsible, more strategic, more adult. And let's be honest, somewhere along the way during 2024, 2025, many adults also become more tired, more guarded, and a little less joyful. So tonight's theme invites us to pause and ask a different question. What if growing up does not require growing cold? So welcome to the Minion Adult. Inside every accomplished adult, there is still a minion, which is curious, playful, and courage to try, fail, and try it again. Hungry for more, hungry for funny thing, to enjoy life, to, and this meeting to celebrate that balance, wisdom with warm ambition and humanity. So tonight is also special because this is not training and workshop, it's a speech marathon. So you will witness four prepared speech, and each speech receive two rounds of evaluation. So double perspective, double depth, double growth. So before we begin, I would like to remind everyone, please try to keep your microphone muted unless you're speaking. Yeah, and I really hope to see your camera on to see the energy of New Year. Uh, so most importantly, stay present for yourself and for other. To guide us smoothly throughout tonight's meeting, so it's my pleasure to be the TOD of the very first half of the meeting. So Toastmaster Hương Ly, the true TOD of this meeting, will come soon. But the first half, but until she came, I will be the TOD. Uh, so we now move to the heart of our meeting, prepared speeches. Um, Tonight's speech reflect not only skill development but also personal story, reflection, courage, and I really love to invite on the screen Toastmaster Kim An, our timer today. This is her very first time trying to be a timer. So welcome on the stage, Toastmaster Kim An.
Thank you, so Mr. Toastmaster. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guest. My name is Kim Wang. I'm so happy and have a little bit of excited to be in charge for the timer role today. As Felix said, that this is my first time to take this role, so I will try my best to finish very a silent position. So as a timer, I will time the speakers. I will also alert each of speakers of the time they have left. Using the green, yellow, and red background, which denotes specific times remaining. And I do hope that all the speakers today will be qualified. Yeah, thank you for listening and back to TOD today.
Unmute
Felix, you
Felix.
are me.
I'm sorry. Uh, So let's wait for no more. Let's move to the prepared speech. Uh, before we go to the first speech of Toastmaster Maggie, I really want to invite on the stage Toastmaster Biltran. Uh, can you introduce a bit about her speech and also you as an evaluator?
Oh, thank you very much. My apologies. I didn't realize who I was evaluating today.
Oh,
Yep. Okay, so the speech provided by our first speaker will be part of her pathway for her level 1 project 2, writing a speech with a purpose. And the title of her speech will be After All, Tomorrow is Another Day. Tomorrow is another day. And hand back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
yes. So I know that every speech of Toastmaster Maggie from since she joined Toastmaster, joined C level until now is all great. And now I wait for another chance to observe the gorgeous light again. So the stage is your uh, Toastmaster Maggie with After On, tomorrow is another day. After on, tomorrow is another day. Toastmaster Maggie.
Felix, should I inform the timer rule?
Yes, of course. I'm so sorry. Yes. Okay. So sorry, Toastmaster Maggie. Yeah.
Okay,
So
Maggie, to be ensured that you will be qualified, so I would like to inform the timer rule for not only Miss Thảo Nhiên Maggie. I think Maggie is Thảo Nhiên, right? Okay, okay. So not only for the first speakers, I would like to inform to the other speaker also. Each species should be from 5 to 7 minutes in length. So at 5 minutes, I will change the green background. Oops. Okay. So at 5 minutes, I will change the green background. So at 6 minutes, I will change to the yellow background. And at 5 minutes, I will change the red background. And when you see my red background, it means that you have 30 seconds left. So please pay attention to my background colors. Otherwise, you win over times. And remember that your maximum times for your speech is 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So, please remember if your speech less than 5 minutes, your speech will be disqualified. Okay, so back to our speaker.
yeah. So please raise your hand, timer Toastmaster Kim on.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you for sharing very detailed. Not wasting any more time. So I'm. Are you ready, Toastmaster Thảo Nhiên?
Yeah, I have
Yes.
to be ready.
Yeah. After on, tomorrow is another day. Toastmaster Thảo Nhiên.
Hello, guys. How are you today? Well, I think the weather is freezing for the most parts of Vietnam, and it's like an oven in Australia, right, Bill? Yeah. Okay, but whatever the weather is, I think you guys are pretty much enjoying your day. But may I ask you a question? What if you knew that you would die tomorrow? How would you feel right now? Are you ready to go? Can you tell me in the chat? No. Yeah, I can hear like a silent screaming from Mr. Lin. No. Yeah. But you know what? Maybe this is a question that everyone would ask themselves at least once in their lifetime. Like, am I ready to go? Do I have any regrets? But for me, I ask this question more than I expect. Well, actually, I didn't used to think about death that much. When I was younger, when I was a little child, just like every innocent child, I think life was never ending. Yeah. And the first time, I think it was when I was around 6 years old. And that was when my father, no, not my father, my grandfather passed away. It's the first time I asked my mom about death. I was like, Mom, what is death? Where did grandpa go? And I guess that my mom didn't want to frighten a little child. So I knew that she was thinking for a little bit long. And she told me, well, your grandpa had gone to some place nice, but you would never see him again. And at that time, I think, wow, nice, like traveling. And, as a child, I think, well, death is like you go abroad and nobody will see you again. That sounds cool. But of course, the reality is much different. Well, when I grew up a little bit and enter my early adulthood, I remained the same mindset, the same perception of death. Because I'm in my prime time, I have the whole bright future ahead of me. So death is always out of the picture. But last year was when something changed. I spent the entire year grieving over the death of my stepfather. And I remember when I was beside his deathbed, I was looking at his very thin body, and he is so different from the person that I love and know. If you have ever experienced the grief over a deceased loved one, I think you would feel the same way. Like that lifeless body is not the person who is full of warmth, of love, of energy that you used to know anymore. And I was sobbing. So that was the moment I feel like death is not a distant concept to me anymore. I can feel it now. I know what it is. So I spent like half of the year to heal my family and I, all of us. And things got a little bit better now. But at that time, I often find myself waking up at night and a question haunts me. That is, so everybody has to die. What's the point of life? Like, why does life begin if finally we are on God, right? We all leave this earth. And this unsettling question stays with me for a while. And I was really in a pessimistic state for as long as I can remember. I couldn't find the motivation to get out of bed to do anything because, why starting anything that you would know someday it will end? Yeah, it's very hard to describe that horrible feeling. And for the first time, I recognize that I'm afraid of death myself. I'm afraid that another one of my loved ones or myself will be gone. Like today, I'm conscious, and tomorrow, I'm unconscious. I feel a little bit ashamed to say it now that I'm afraid of death, even though it's such a fundamental, like almost an instinct, fear of any living being. And finally, still someone came to the rescue. that was when I had a conversation with one of my best friends, and she also went through similar things with me. She lost her brother to a heart attack when he was just 32, and that pain never went away. So I just casually asked her, like, why does God put us on earth here, knowing that we will all die? And her answer, you wouldn't believe her answer. She said in the most calm way possible, the calmest way possible, but still her words struck me. She said that life is meaningful because it ends. Wow, so much wisdom. Life is meaningful because it ends. It sounds like a paradox, but the more I hear it, the more it makes sense. Because let's imagine if we were vampire, if we were immortal and we live forever, you wouldn't appreciate the moments in life because every day would feel the same. Like you wouldn't be looking forward tomorrow because it would be similar to today. You wouldn't wait for the next trip with your special one, and every kiss, every story, every moment feels the same. So, yeah, I finally understood that I had wasted so long afraid, worrying about death that I didn't live fully. And now I start to look forward to my to tomorrow again because I know that if it's my turn to be on the deathbed, I would be happy that I had lived. Of course, preferably live a rich and fulfilling life, but if not, I would be happy that I had lived and cherishing every moment. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Toastmaster Maggie, for a really emotional, a really depth speech. I do, I do have the same feeling with you. When I witnessed my grandmother, yeah, die when I was still a child, and I still, I'm still afraid of being dead. But of course, I'm in my prime time, as you have said. But right now, I think I'm less be scared of appearing here tomorrow because I know that I have to cherish every moment to live a meaningful life. That when I look back, yeah, I will remember. I still heard about a song that because one day when you look behind, so live a lie, you will remember. Yeah, I still, yeah. And your speech remind me of that. So cherish every moment, focus every second you live, uh, to make a life meaningful and unforgettable. Really, yeah, good speech. Appreciate. Now, I think Toastmaster Hung Lee has just back, so the TOD role will be back to our gorgeous President Toastmaster Lee Twinkie. Welcome on the stage.
Thank you, Felix. Yeah, I am come back again, and very happy to meet all of you guys at the very first meeting of syllable. I very like when I really happy actually because I have chance to meet you at the very beginning of the years, and I have my favorite sentence is, a new year's is like a blank page waiting to be filled. It's blank page. Of the failure of the hurtful things is over in the past. Now it's New Year's. Let's fill in the blank page with beautiful moment. All right. So now we come back to the meeting with the second speech from our handsome SAA, anh Hoàng Linh. And I would love to invite on the stage another handsome boy to be the evaluator for Anh Hoàng Linh. So welcome on the stage. Toastmaster Philip will share to us the purpose of the speech. Welcome, Philip, on the stage.
Wait. To be
Yeah.
honest, Toastmaster Evaluator 3 and 4 will be the evaluators for Toastmaster Holland. So it's maybe Tuyền Nguyễn or Toastmaster Thi Vũ.
Okay, sorry.
Me.
Yeah. Okay, let me introduce again. Yes, the second speech will be Anh Hoàng Linh, and the evaluator finally will be Toastmaster Tuyền and Toastmaster Thiết. Now, Toastmaster Tuyền will represent to evaluator and share the purpose of the speech. Welcome, Tuyền, on the stage.
Fellow Toastmaster, it's my pleasure to be evaluator for Toastmaster Link today. Toastmaster Link is always dedicated to learning and supporting our club. In my eyes, he is truly a rock star. Today, he will deliver a Level 3 Project 1 speech from Representation Mastery Pathway. His objective is influence the audience and motivate them to think and take action for the new year. So I excited to see him on the stage today. Good luck, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Tuyền Nguyễn. Tuyền Nguyễn have the same feeling as me. I'm very excited to see the rock star of us, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh. And now let's give me welcome Toastmaster Hoàng Linh on the stage with the speech title 30 Minutes That Change Everything. 30 minutes that change everything. Toastmaster Hoàng Linh.
Yeah, good evening, fellow Tomato and honest guest. You are working, you are focused. Then, ding, a group message pops up. You tell yourself that I'll just check it for a second, just a second. But that second become a short video on Facebook. Oh, interesting! It's short video. Oh, zoom to TikTok. And when you finally look up, 1 full hour is gone without you even noticing. You see, it's familiar? Yes, we call it just a short break. But after an hour of scrolling, it feels like a brain rot. We want to learn, we want to read, and we want to do meaningful work. But focusing for a long stretch feels almost impossible. And that's why tonight I want to convince you once of a simple idea that stop trying to focus for hours, just focus for 30 minutes. Here's the truth. Everything you're chasing, the skill, the breakthrough, momentum is only 30 minutes away, not 3 hours, not next year, not tomorrow. Just 30 minutes of focused effort. Because the 30 minutes of focus beats a 3 hour of distraction every time. So I noticed the pattern everywhere among the student, a professional, and people changing the careers. The ones who improve don't wait for motivation. They show up for 30 minutes when they tired, when distractions are calling, and when nobody is watching them. Let me share the well-known example. Jerry Seinfeld is one of the busiest comedians in the world. The man who stands on the stair and tell jokes and story is comedians. He didn't wait for long for perfect hour to be creative in artist. He has a bit calendars, one base mile in the world, and every day he protected a short block of focus time. He just grind to the job. When he's complete, he checked a day, no distraction, no excuse. He called it that don't break the chance. One day of work become two, and two become a habit. So it's no secret formulas and no superhuman discipline. Just a small amount of focus time repeated consistently, and that habit has built an extraordinary career. This works because long hours exhausted. They drain the energy, they invite procrastination, but 30 minutes feels possible, right? So when you want to get the certificate to pass the exam, just start 30 minutes study. You want to do the side project, 30 minutes. That book you have been meaning to read, 30 minutes. And the distance between the stuck and unstuck isn't years, it's 30 minutes today. So here are 30 minutes rule. Block is like an appointment, one task, no multitask. When you start, put your phone out of reach, turn off a notification, and if you're overwhelmed, commit just 5 minutes. Most of the time, 5 become 30 minutes. If you miss a day, no guilt. There's nothing to feel guilt about. Just start again and check to the calendar, the day to make a new change. So consistency is not perfection, is what creates the results. So tonight or tomorrow is already bedtime. Choose one thing. Put your phone aside. Set a time for 30 minutes and just focus. That feeling that you will notice afterward, you will realize, oh, I have finished. That's momentum, and the momentum change life. Fellow Toastmasters, stop waiting for the perfect time. 30 minutes is enough to start, enough to continue, and enough to succeed. So I leave you with one question. What are you giving your next 30 minutes to? If you're ready, put your phone down and commit 30 focus minutes starting tomorrow. Please raise your hand. Everybody, raise your hand. I want to see your hand. Perfect. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Yay, we raise your hand to give you a round of applause for very inspiring and motivational sharings. Yeah, and Toastmaster Link shared with us a secret related to the letter C. Because we are sea level, so Toastmaster Link shared a secret related to letter C. Can you recognize the letter C? Toastmaster Link shared to us a secret that I believe that changed his life and our life. What is the letter C? What is the letter C? Anyone remember? May I ask Quỳnh Anh? Let's see Quỳnh Anh recognize this.
C is for cuteness.
Yeah. Oh, you're so sweet. All right, cuteness is great idea, but not the correct one. Yeah. Nearly right. Is this
Connection.
connection? Yay!
Yeah.
Great idea. But still
It's not true too. We all know.
Yeah. We all know?
Me.
Okay, yeah. What is the letter C?
What is it? Yeah.
Yeah, we have to learn by heart this term, champions, corporate, and community.
Huh?
Whoa.
Oh, but is that related to Toastmaster Huang Ling sharing?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
It's the meaning of sea level at all.
yes.
Promotion for our club.
Yes. Okay, it's for our club, but in Toastmaster Huang Ling sharing, he shared to us a secret that changed our life. That is consistency. Do you realize this? Consistency is the key. So, can you realize that secret from Toastmaster Ling? If you're not, note it down because I believe it could change our life. Consistency is the things that make everything change. All right, just a 1 minute break. And now we move to the next speech. The next speech will come from our another handsome guy. Toastmaster Tanhiel is a very special because it's non-part way. And now I would love to invite on the stage Toastmaster Philip to share some information about this speech. Welcome, Felix, on the stage.
Hello everyone, I'm back at Evaluator for Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp with his speech today, GRIT. White hard work cannot pay off. This is a non-pathway speech. I think he put a lot of effort here because, as you know, we do not have many speeches this week. At the end of the year, everyone is busy. So right at the beginning, we just have two speeches from Toastmaster Maggie and Hoan Linh. And I think that Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp put really effort and like things in his brain inside to make this speech as fast as possible to fulfill this meeting. So we have three speeches here. Appreciate. And I think he has a lot to say. Something as fast is, yeah, understood. Okay, so good luck for you, Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp, and back to TOD.
Thank you, Felix. Yeah, it really make me really curious because we all know that like Tuấn Hiệp tried a lot to think of the idea and share with us the new idea from him. And now let's with me welcome Tuấn Hiệp on the stage with the speech title
Grit.
G.
Grit. You can
Okay,
call it grit.
great.
Nghiến
Great.
răng. Nghiến răng. Mắm môi mắm lợi.
Great.
Yeah,
Why
okay.
hard work cannot pay off? Why hard work cannot pay off? Great. Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp.
Yeah. So I just take my exam about pharmaceutical chemistry yesterday, and even though I don't know what score I can get afterward, I still celebrate myself because of uh taking taking a rest and also getting rid of crazy exam by a bottle of Sting. This is this is some kind of beverage that I don't want everybody use because it contains a lot of sugar. But anyway, I just celebrating myself. But why I have celebrate myself even though I don't know why the results. Because I know I work hard enough, even though I cannot get the certain score, the score that I want, I still feel happy because what I did for all these things. So grit is for matters that can make your hard work cannot pay off. So everybody just yapping like you have to work hard, you have to work hard, and your success will come soon. But I don't agree with that. Here is four letter. For the first letter, letter G for the word gap. So I just read the news from a friend of mine. Her name is Quỳnh Anh too, and she posts on the Facebook something like this: 100% of chairman of the provincial committee is men. and women don't have any chance to get into those positions in politically. So why? If you were born and you are a woman, you don't have much chance to enter politician and become a politician, especially when we are many misunderstanding about women. Most people who are politicians all around the world, they can they must be men by any reasons. Women cannot be evaluated correctly in those environments. And even when you were born, you cannot decide those things. First, your mom and your dad, as they well educated or not. And genetically, you both have the genes from your mom and from your dad. So your intellectual, your body, your physical statement, are you stay healthy or not, or you have some innate disabilities, it depends on your parents. You even cannot decide it or not. Huh? Yes. And so let's move on to the letter R, is resource. So the gap between a normal person and an extraordinary person, and also a useless person, is decided when you was born. But if you go better and you grow older, has some problem. The money from your parents invest to you, and how can you access to those things? As myself, a child who born in suburban area, I even cannot know where is the English classes. I have to learn myself in the age of 10, 11, 12, until I get a chance to go to my high school, which is the center of my city. So, and because of the lack of investment, especially when I was in suburban area, for the very first lessons when I joined the school for the gifted, they taught me about quantum physics, something blah 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 about organic chemistry. I barely understood those things. And the gap between me and also the top student in this school who joined the National Olympiad is bigger and bigger from time to time. And I cannot reach their level, of course. And also the resource, it depends on how you can have manners. So in Vietnamese, we have some sentence like this. Hậu duệ, quan hệ, tiền tuệ, trí tuệ. So the first thing important when you have the chance to become more intellectually smarter is that you have to be a descendant, hậu duệ của ai đó. And then you have the relationship to someone who far better than you, who can taught you. So if you cannot get access to those things, you even when you do say things hard work, you cannot, because you can repeat the mistake that people did in the past. And also think as far thing about that, and I don't want to talk about it because they record me. So the letter I is intellectual. It's a little bit related to gap, but it's something different. I have a mentee. I taught them STEM, what is about the science and chemistry in English. His mom is a musician, and she is pianist, and she even cannot believe that become a pianist can give her child a good chance to have a big access afterward. So, and she told me that most people who graduated from music academy cannot have a decent living or standard living style. So it's hard for them to hustle and bustle for all day long. And even that, they are very intellectual in their subject, but their subject is not cared enough in the society. So they cannot achieve the thing that they really like deserve to achieve. And another reason why your hard work cannot pay off is timing. So in Vietnamese we have a sentence is tiền làm cả đời không bằng tiền lời mảnh đất. It means that even though you have to work from 9 to 5 for all day long, but you don't have luck enough or your time isn't come, you cannot achieve things that you can get or you deserve or you want. So what is the true meaning of grit? Gap, resource, intellectual, and timing. It means that even though you are very decent, you hard work and you smart, but there are some disadvantages that appear since you were born, and you cannot decide it. You have to accept it. And I also have to send you 3 letter H from now on. I hope that it can make you a better mindset whenever you suffer from bad thing or the result that is cannot satisfy you. It is H. The first H is hustle, hope, and reality. So I hope that my speech is not discourage anyone here, but but it gives you the chance to look again why you fail from time to time. Okay, I am over time, so it's time to me to back to TOD, and I will discuss for it later on. Thank you for listening. I don't know.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. Well, actually, it's not discouraged. Actually, it's just real life. Sometimes something is like happen like that. And I believe we have a lot to discard after this meeting about this. So far, for me, I'm very interested to this field. And now, I will back the stage to the timer to see all the speaker today, how much time all the speaker today spent to share about their passion. Now, welcome on the stage, Toastmaster Kim Wang, to share about the timing report.
Congratulations on the speakers. I would like to send the report to via chat for your reference, and I would like to inform that Miss Maggie, TM Maggie, and Tuấn Hiệp is not so lucky because your overtimes. Maggie, your speech is at 7 minutes and 56 seconds. Tuấn Hiệp, your speech is 8 minutes and 45 seconds. And congratulations, Speaker Hoàng Linh, you are qualified for the time, 6 minutes and 29 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kim Wang, for sharing us about the timing. Well, and we all know that we have like 2 people very qualified for voting, all right? Toastmaster Maggie and Toastmaster Hoàng Linh. And you can see the voting section, the voting link will be on the chat board in some more second. But I've just seen a comment in the chat board that is from someone said that all the speaker today really brought thought-provoking idea. I cannot agree more. The idea of a speaker is really new and thought-provoking, and maybe it sparked the discussion in after this meeting. All right, I know it's very hard decision for you, but now let's have her decide which speaker could be the winner today.
I mean, it's some disclaimer. Sorry for interrupting, but we have only one speaker
Oh,
uh, available for the voting session because 2 of us are over time.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Okay, Maggie and Tanhip, is our time. All right, so we don't need to vote anymore. Okay, so now waiting for more, we move to the parts that I believe everyone is waiting for. Picture time! Everyone, wake up and open the camera. Now, let's capture this great moment. It's the first meeting of the years, and I believe it's a meeting cannot forget. All right, the first day, the first moment is very important. So, like, impress it. Now, open the camera and let's give me your smile. Can you give me your smile? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. You are so gorgeous, everyone. Wow, you look so great. Huh. It's like the best smile I have ever seen. Now, the second picture with the letter C. Everyone, please let me see your hand with the letter C. Everyone, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay, I captured this awesome moment. Now, move to another exciting section of what also waiting for interaction part. And leading you through this is our handsome boy. Welcome to him on the stage to chit chat with people.
Okay, it's time for me to do what?
You sound like an old grandpa.
Yeah,
To blossom.
to ask some guests here. So we have the guest Lương Kỳ Linh. Yeah, it's such a great chance for me to have you here. Are you there? Ooh, Lương Kỳ Linh. Who are you? And can you? Okay, so she cannot respond. So I may ask our former member, Toastmaster Golden. Hey, Golden, because you are the only guest here. Yeah.
Hello, another former member of Hanoi Explorers Toastmaster. You paid our club a visit today, so I'm just returning the favor. And also, I'm here to listen to your thought-provoking speech.
I mean,
Mhm. You mean what? I'm here. What's the question, bro?
former to stranger. Hey, why
Uh-huh.
you type in the chat? Chị Quỳnh Anh. But anyway, you know that we promote very good because it triggered you. And you join the
Yeah,
meeting because even though you have very long day off.
yeah,
So what
good
do you think
debate.
about three speech today? Is that good? Are there
Um, three speeches today. Well, I'm impressed by all three. I listened to Maggie's speech while I was walking from my apartment to the office, and yeah, it was a pleasing experience, like listening to some radio show, someone sharing her experience reading some essay, and I have to say it was kind of therapeutic because I think death is a good thing to think about every day. When you think about death, you begin to appreciate life more, and well, you become more fearless and stop caring about what people think of you, and which kind of leads me to the second speech by Ling Nguyen, um, where he gave an example of Seinfeld, right? Also, my favorite writer and comedian, and about the lesson of consistency, like do not break the chain, right? I mean, I was still walking when I listened to Ling Nguyen's speech, so I was on the move for two speeches, and finally he have speech. Yeah, I have to say I'm a bit disappointed because you said that I cannot say more because I'm on the record, right? So I was expecting you to say things that cannot be said. but you still keep something back, bro. So I think we have to meet in person to hear the rest of what cannot be said here. So that's my overall impression. I'm still very happy.
Okay. So because I have some minutes left, I could talk you some story. Okay, it's in both in Vietnamese and English. So, uh, because it's such a long time since the last time I drink, uh, I mean nước ngọt, in English, I
Soft
cannot drink
drink.
it. It's yeah, some soft drink. It's very long time since the last time I drink it. This is my gift for myself when I finish all the exam at school. So I feel like, hey, it's not good for physical health, but it's good for mental health. So why not? I can enjoy my life. I don't have to care about everything later on because I only live once. And why I have to strictly prohibit myself from those lethal dose. So please don't care much about others' success. You have to care about your life, your mental health, and so on. So please make your life become colorful and also interesting. Yeah, Sting, not coke. Sting, Sting. Không tốt cho sức khỏe, nhưng tốt cho tinh thần. My mental health. Come on, if you drink it from time to time, of course, you will have diabetes.
Mm. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's our time is up. So back to Toastmaster of the day,
Thank you,
Toastmaster Hương
Daniel.
Ly.
I feel that today Daniel is like over the moon because like maybe he has just always finished of the exam, so he's a bit more relaxed and more humorous than other. Thank you, Daniel, for putting up our energy throughout the meeting. Yeah, so now we keep going with another exciting part that is evaluations, the things that haven't improved. Now I would love to invite on the stage Toastmaster Kim Wang could be introduced the time for evaluation. Welcome, Miss Kim Wang on stage.
Thank you, Lee. The each of individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will change my background to green, this color, and then at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will change my background to yellow color. And at 3 minutes, you will see the color on my background, the red color. It means that you have a 30 seconds to finish your evaluation. Remember that you have to achieve minimum 2 minutes and cannot over 2 minutes and 30 seconds to be qualified for your evaluation. Thank you. Back to you, TOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kumang, for very clear timing rule. So no waiting for more, we move to the very first section. So the first speaker of us is Toastmaster Huang Ling, and the evaluator will be Toastmaster Bill and Toastmaster Philip. Now, I would love to welcome Toastmaster Bill, who will be on stage to share some feedback for Toastmaster. I'm sorry, I say again. The first speaker is Toastmaster Maggie, and the evaluator for Maggie is Toastmaster Bill and Toastmaster Philip. Welcome, Toastmaster Bill Sharon will be on the stage to evaluate for Toastmaster Maggie.
Thank you so much, Madam President. So I just ask any of you here, who here has been to a funeral? Anybody? Yep. And I can see by the lack of hands that thankfully not too many of you have been to a funeral. So that's a good thing. But for someone of my age, I've been through quite a few funerals, and In 2024, it was as if I was going to a funeral every 2 weeks. That's how bad it was. Just so many people I knew and relatives of people I knew just died. And it's very confronting as well when you realize that you're now getting to an age where you are knowing so many people who who were passing away, and you're going to their funeral. And so it was that this speech by Maggie is just fantastic. She broaches a topic that we all know is coming, that is inevitable, but we just don't want to talk about. And Maggie's just started off by challenging us about the concept of death, which really grabbed us immediately. What would happen if you were to die tomorrow? That's a fantastic and really grabbing question to ask all of us. But let's get into the delivery of the speech itself. Maggie just has this really pleasant demeanor. She's just very, very calm. And she delivers it in a way that just has a very calming, but a very serious tone underneath. Maggie speaks with excellent pacing and an excellent voice. And she speaks very, very clearly. The topic itself is really salient. And it's something that affects us and that affects us all. It's not a very easy thing to talk about. And so I would say this is a very, very brave speech. And it's a speech that was delivered in the method of a narrative. And narrative is really important because giving facts and figures, yes, death is facing us all, but providing that narrative really emphasizes what she's talking about. And she does it by making herself quite vulnerable, talking about her grief, what she has gone through, and her fears, especially the fear of death. And by making yourself vulnerable in the speech, you make your speech a lot more impactful because you expose yourself. You show something that you generally don't talk about. And that's where I found Maggie's speech was just so incredibly moving and touching, being able to willingly share the story of her stepfather and being able to share the story of her grandfather and her own fears. And by providing that narrative, it was excellent. And she provided, in a way, a solution. What's the meaning of life if we all die? Well, the life is meaningful because it ends. And it was an incredibly moving speech. So this leads me to say, what was the improvement that Maggie can make? It was very difficult because it was just such a well-done speech. And I'd have to say it was very hard to find an improvement or a challenge for Maggie other than when you're on an online meeting, look at the camera. It's very tempting to look at the audience, but when you speak to the camera, you're looking directly at your audience. But when you look down at your audience, you're facing away. So overall, Maggie's project today was to write a speech with purpose. Did she succeed? Absolutely. So where did she succeed? In my opinion, where Maggie succeeded was that, one, she challenged us. Two, she provided a narrative that exposed herself and made herself vulnerable. And that made that speech incredibly powerful. And it was very brave in its subject matter, and that it is reminded us of the very thing that we all fear and something we rarely talk about, but it's coming to all of us. And so in short, Maggie's speech it was an incredible speech that challenged us all and was a call to action to treasure what we have in our lives. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Bill, with very well structured feedback. I myself was melted in each keyword he had just shared. He not only gave feedback, but remind me a lot about some impressive part in Margie's speech. Thank you very much, Bill. And now you can relax a little bit. I would love to invite another evaluator for Toastmaster Maggie. Welcome on the stage, Toastmaster Felix.
Hello everyone. So I'm the evaluator too, and this speech, after on tomorrow another day, is really a meaningful speech to me. As I have mentioned after the speech of Toastmaster Thao Nhi has ended, I used to notice the death, and I scared a lot when I was a child, and I wonder a lot during my childhood until even now I'm still scared of death, and I always try to cherish every moment. But this speech reminds me that cherish every second, focus every second, because we will not know maybe tomorrow we will gonna die or our loved one will gonna die. Yeah, so this speech is really touching. I will not argue anything about the content or the structure. I just talk about something to increase the touching materials here. That's about the presentation and strategy. So firstly, I'm really impressed by the way Toastmaster Miggy greet everyone with small chat to create a really normal mood. Nothing happened, everything is peaceful, nothing happened here, until a question to tap. What would you do if you would die tomorrow? Yes, that's really tough. And the structure is really clear from the very beginning. Life will never ending. She imagined it when he was 6 years old. Then grandfather passed away. Then her prime time until last year. Her stepfather on the deathbed, thing so different, and she have to carry everything around. So the question start, why if life start when finally everybody die and go to the end, accept everyone gonna die and realize life is meaningful because it's end. So I realized that structure is clear, it's easy to follow step by step, and nothing to say about the structure. Yeah, the content is also good, and I really love the line that you would not enjoy every single day. If you're immortal like vampire, you would not enjoy every single day. Every moment feel the same. Yeah, I really love that sentence. Yeah. So to improve or to polish more that touching speech, I suggest that Toastmaster Migi can focus on a little bit about pacing. You need to be slow or whisper or more pause in some sentence. For example, right at the beginning of the question to tap, you may like, what would you do if you would die tomorrow? Whisper like that. Or is some the the thing that you feel inside like, I'm afraid of death. I'm afraid of someone I love will be dead. Press like that, okay? So more facial expression, more hand gesture, and one more challenge for you. Aim to the audience more. The speech should include more you, your, yours, than I, my, me. Because now you want to have the empathy of everyone, so you can end it with a good emotion. So you don't be so narrative and talking about yourself. Sometimes you need to create empathy by making audience or engage audience more by a few questions. Like you have the question at the beginning, right? But I hope there would be at least one or two more at the beginning and at the end. Like, have you ever asked yourself, what if your loved one went away tomorrow? Like that. Yeah, so you connect with your audience more and create better empathy, better impact with your speech. So I really love this speech. It's touching, it's well structured, a little bit more well with the presentation, and more audio engagement. It would be perfect. And we're not vampire. We welcome the sun every morning. So after all, tomorrow is another day. Back to TOD.
After all, tomorrow is another day. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Philip. I'm really impressed when Philip bring some of the knowledge that he did train us into the evaluation today. You, not too much me. Very impressive. It's like a chance for you to learn the knowledge again. And it's like Philip also the master of the voice. Focus on the voice is like one of the way to make your speech stand out. Thank you again, Philip Dang, for bring to us a very new perspective in evaluation. And now we move to the next evaluation for the next speech. The second speech is from Toastmaster Huang Ling, and the evaluator for Toastmaster Ling is Toastmaster Tuyền and Toastmaster Thiết. First, I would love to welcome Toastmaster Thuyền Nguyễn will be on the stage. Could we give some feedback for Toastmaster Ling? Welcome to
13 minutes that change everything. Really? How is that possible? This question popped into in mind when I heard the speech title from Toastmaster Ling. Through his speech, he showed how 30 minutes can valuable enough to start change and even change a life. I was truly persuaded by his performance today. So again, please give a round of applause for Toastmaster Ling today. First, I was impressed by his well structure. This is the first strong point I truly appreciate because how he organized opening, body, and conclusion. He started with the social context. People waste time using social media without purpose. We are living in a world that are easily distracted by thousands of things, especially the short videos and fake news. And then he showed that it would lead us to reduce concentrations and weigh our times over time. After that, Toastmaster Ling told us the benefits of focusing 30 minutes for one thing. And then he shared a tip with us to practice focusing on 30 minutes. Finally, he wrapped up the call to action audience to think about one thing they want to focus on and spend 30 minutes to build a good habit for the new year. During the speech, his key message emphasized many times and another good point is body language. His postures were open. He rose his hand up and used small intentional stretcher to support his idea. It will make his deliverable feel more vivid and easy to follow. And move on to an area for improvement. It would be better if Toastmaster Ling could leverage content through personal story. I follow Toastmaster Ling. This year, 2025, he got many certificates. I guess he applied focusing on 30 minutes. So I want to listen more about his journey of that. I believe that's an authentic material, but is inspiring. So he considered using the real story to demonstrate and make his speech more powerful. Overall, he will deliver inspiring speech. It makes a strong impact through clear message, confident delivery. He successfully achieved the goals of influencing the audience thinking and action. Great job, Toastmaster Ling. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tuyên Nguyễn. Wow, I'm very surprised because I can recognize the big improvement in the way Toastmaster Tuyên shares some evaluation. It's a great chance. Thank you, Toastmaster Tuyên Nguyễn. And now, let's see what Toastmaster Thiết bring today. Welcome, Miss Tiet, on the stage.
"30 minutes, enough to change your life. Do you believe in that? If yes, what are you willing to spend your 30 minutes to?" I really impressed with the speech of Toastmaster Linh Nguyễn today. I enjoy it very, very much. And I really like the idea he gave us about focus for 30 minutes. Do you know how he structured his speech? His speech is structured in PSB formula. Do you know what is PSB? P is problem. He started his speech with a problem. What is the problem? Distraction. And then what is S? S is solution. Exactly. This was the Thảo Nhiên. He gave us the solution. What is the solution? Focus for 30 minutes. And what is B? What is B? PSB. What is B? Benefit. What benefit you have if you focus for 30 minutes? You can spend 30 minutes to get your certificate, to study, to improve yourself. And then at the end, he finished his speech by call to action. Set your phone aside. 5 minutes and then it becomes 30 minutes. If you miss it, just continue. Don't feel guilty. It's very, very, very strong structure. And that's because his structure is very strong. That's why his speech is very persuasive, very convincing. And he was right that today he want me to focus on the vocal variety because the goal of his speech is to influence the audience thought and mind. And what is the best way to influence the audience? We influence by emotion. We influence by inspire the audience. And what is the best way to do that? We play with the vocal variety. Why vocal variety is important? The vocal variety deliver the emotion behind the words, deliver the meaning of the word. That is really, really important when you deliver a speech, especially when you want to influence someone. And throughout the speech, I noticed that Toastmaster, the vocal variety of Toastmaster Linh Nguyễn is good, is clear to follow. And if all of us feel inspired by his idea, it means that he succeed to deliver the emotion to you. But how he can improve even more? For example, in order to play with the vocal variety, we can play with the pacing. For example, Toastmaster Linh mentioned two states: stuck, unstuck, one task, multitask. Play with the pacing so that you make the two states more contradicting. For example, stuck, unstuck, one task, multitask. Yeah, you can play with the pacing or you can play with the pitch so that you can have a more variety of your tone. And I totally agree with the suggestion of Toastmaster Tuyền Nguyễn that because your project is about persuasive speaking, you mean to persuade people. You give the problem, the solution. You give the example of the name of the comedian. But who is the name of the comedian? Could you tell me again? Toastmaster Linh Nguyen, what is the name of the comedian?
Uh,
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. I don't know who is Seinfeld. Who knows Seinfeld is?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Only Bill. Only Bill now. Golden two. Two people now. In this room, only two people now. So your example only impact two people. What about the rest of us? If you want to give us the demonstration, give someone. Give example of someone that all of us know that he famous enough to us, so that your speech will be more convincing. And I totally agree with Toastmaster doing that. If you think that 30 minutes can change your life, so if you really believe in it, how you apply it to your life to change your life. So if it can change your life, it can change us too. That's why you make the audience believe in you, that you need to tell your personal story to demonstrate that. Overall, I really like the speed of Toastmaster Linh Nguyễn today, and definitely I will use it to change my life. For example, I set a goal that this year I will lose 10 kilogram. So every day I spend 1 hour, not 30 minutes, but 1 hour to work with my PT to reach my goal. And your speech today is really inspire me. And I also believe that not 30 minutes, but for me, 1 hour can change my life. Thank you.
Yay! Give a big round of applause for our dedicated evaluator, Toastmaster Tia. Like, she used all of the energy to give feedback for Toastmaster Ling. Toastmaster Ling, you own her a lot. All right, thank you, Toastmaster Tia, for very dedicated feedback. I myself learned a lot from her, and I believe you too. Yes, she absolutely on fires in every role she take. And now let's move this next evaluator. The last speech we have is from Tân Hiệp, a very hardworking student from our pharmacy. And now I would love to invite on the stage evaluator number 5, Toastmaster Felix, will give some feedback for Toastmaster Tân Hiệp. Welcome, Felix. Come back to the stage again.
Hello everyone, I'm me again. I'm Evaluator 5, and it is my honor to witness and evaluate for a speech, a very special speech of Toastmaster Tung Kip. It's a non-pathway, and yeah, it's freestyle. So I imagine, no, not imagine, it's like I'm watching a debate. So he came here with a debate, why he does not agree why hard work cannot pay off, and why we should never say try harder. And Toastmaster Tung Hiệp gave it for a reason. About the presentation, it seemed a bit rough, but it attractive enough to get everyone follow into the end. He has a great eye contact, great facial expression, great body language, no complaint. But about presentation, I think if you could get people more attention to follow you until the end, not just about logic, but also emotional, he can consider, like, imagine you have a intensity climb 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your intensity at this moment is from 5 to 10. So I know that you can try sometime move it to 3 or 4 to let your intensity less, I mean, like about, mostly you use the high voice, speech is really fast, and sometimes slow down, whisper, and say about a sad thing. Yeah, so you can consider lower your intensity to get more emotion. About the structure, nothing to talk about the structure because you give anatomy, GRIT, is like 4 reasons you gave. But I think, but before the speech, you can consider cutting the exam stuff and celebrating which thing I think it can save you more time. Um, Talking about the GRIT, actually, I do not have anything to say because it's quite hard to debate here. I cannot do a debate here. Can I make a debate here? No, but I can say, uh, I think you should press more to let people understand what is G, because sometimes I heard G is gap, right? G is gap, R is resources, I intellectual, I hear it clearly, and T is timing, but I cannot hear clearly. Like G and R here, something is kind of complicated here. I may mistake it. G, the gen from parents, resources, money, investment, intellectual. Pianists cannot have decent living style timing. But to me, if I make a debate, I can easily debate it because if we lack it, after we accept those true, what will we do? We'll have that question. We answer back again with try harder. So hustle, rest, reality, but keep trying and try harder. I know it's your opinion and keep going, and this is your chance to share, but try harder is, in my opinion, is always right. And this speech is clear, well structured, and with a little bit of mm, voice intensity, I think you can keep people listening to the end and listen all of your logic. Thank you. Back to TOD.
Thank you so much, Felix. Wow, the way Felix give feedback is really different based on the people. So once again, I myself gain a lot of knowledge from this sharing. And now let's see what is the last evaluator bring to us. I would love to welcome on the stage evaluator number 6. The last evaluator will give some feedback for Trần Hiệp. Welcome Toastmaster Tuyên Nguyễn to be on the stage.
Oh, I evaluator for Toastmaster Hiệp.
Yes.
Oh, I just remember I evaluator for Toastmaster Hoàng Linh. Oh no, sorry Hiệp.
It's
Well,
okay. You can send me DM, direct message if you want, and we can skip if you forgot.
Okay, I will what record and send you the evaluator later. So sorry. Because I just remember I evaluator for Toastmaster Link.
Okay, so there's always a recording. Maybe we can take this time to have the audience share something that they know from they feel from his speech, right? Like the general feeling. Because I know that from the chat box, people really pay attention. And like for example, Toastmaster Nhiên, she also give like an opinion on that. So maybe we can have a quick audience sharing. Yeah, just like freestyle. Is that okay, Toastmaster Lee Chinky?
absolutely. It's a great idea.
Yeah, so starting with Toastmaster Nhiên. Yeah.
Okay, hello everyone, and it's my honor to give a little bit of my opinion on Toastmasters Heap's speech. He began it with a lot of energy, very powerful, and he seems to know his way around catching our attention with his what do you call the drink that you're drinking? I don't even know. I'm not really familiar with soft drink. But yeah, it leaves an impression on me because you are celebrating your small win. And then you go on and talk about all of the political, kind of macro views on how trying harder doesn't mean that you will always succeed in life. And it's true. I think your arguments are correct in a lot of aspects, like the gap between when you were born and you do not have the privilege like others to achieve the same status, achieve the same success that they have in their life. And maybe a lot of us feel that way, right? Sometimes we feel like life is unfair. Like why people are born with money and with occasions, opportunities, with and know people who can help them to become successful, and we don't have these chances. But Felix is also right, is that right? We cannot stay there and crying over these things because life is always not fair, and you have to accept that. So the only thing that we can do is to always try harder, despite knowing all these things. And if not, we need to even try harder compared to when we don't know these things. Like if you know that you have these disadvantages, that will motivate you to try even more. Yeah, of course, success is not always guaranteed, but that's what life is about, I think. Let's try harder and to see if you, yeah, get the luck. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Thảo Nhiên. Wow, I see it's truly like an evaluation. All right, Toastmaster Thảo Nhiên bring to us really truth and honest sharing about Tuần Hiệp speech. Somehow I'm very agree that it's about life. Success is not always guaranteed, but it's life. We have to overcome a lot of roller coaster in life. It's life. All right. Now I think maybe one more person to share some sharing for Tuần Hiệp speak and one volunteer. Yeah. Sure, Bill, please. I'm very happy to see you.
Oh, thank you. Glad to see you too. I heard you had a bit of an accident, so I'm glad you're okay, or I hope you're okay.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, it's a good point that Don Hep made, which is hard work doesn't always pay off, and I think I think this is a piece of advice I wish I had when I was younger, because I thought if you just keep working harder and harder, that somehow you'll succeed, and that's definitely not the case at all. There's a logical fallacy called the sunk cost fallacy, which is the belief that if you keep working at it, eventually something will happen. And so many times that just doesn't happen. And the fact is I don't know what the stats are like in Vietnam, but in Australia and in the United States, 90% of all businesses fail. And anybody who has ever started a business knows how hard it is and how much effort you put in. It becomes your whole life. I know, I was there. And somehow it just doesn't work. There's a really famous quote from a former CEO of Nokia. Anybody ever use a Nokia phone? Or you're all too young? I think you're all too young. Oh, you have used a Nokia phone. Okay. I can see some people put their hands up. And there's a very famous saying from the Nokia CEO when they failed. And that was, they said, we didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost. And for those of you who used Nokia back in the day, know that Nokia was the biggest phone manufacturer in the world. They dominated everything. We all had a Nokia phone. It was just so well known. And now it's gone, disappeared. They didn't do anything wrong. They worked hard, but just the movement of time. But it brings me to this point, which is, which Thun Hep really made, and it really reflects it on me, which is there's a lot of luck. It's not just talent, it's not just resources, but there's also the concept of, and something that I remember somebody telling me once, and I've heard said a lot of times, and that is a lot of the time failure is not your fault, but then again, success is not your fault either. Sometimes you just get lucky. You just happen to have a set of skills at the right time, at the right place, and then you succeed. And any other time, you just wouldn't succeed. So in a way, in a roundabout way, it's good that when somebody succeeds, we celebrate that, but not always a case of when somebody succeeds just because of their grit and talent. It just happens to be a lot of luck in the process. So yeah, hard work alone does not guarantee success. And I think Don here said that it's a controversial speech. I don't think it's that controversial, actually. It's quite true. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you, Bill. It's absolutely a very controversial topic. Well, we can talk about this the whole day, I believe. I believe Tanhiap have a lot of new, like different angle to look at his speech from different sharing. So, and now, once again, thank you, Toastmaster Thảo Nhiên and Bill Chen bring out a very new and fresh perspective in Tanhiap. Something I'm really impressed is how someone bring a different story to give feedback for Tanhiap. It's like a great comparison. All right, so now I would love to invite the timer on the stage to share about the timing report. Welcome, Toastmaster Kim Wang.
Thank you, Lee. I back already, and the the result of the time is quite surprise. It's quite surprise. Yes, and I have to ask Lee, our Madam Toastmaster today, that whether should I send the records of to our audience evaluation. Anh Bill Trần and Thảo Nguyễn, do I have to send for the evaluate? No. I mean, there are two audience.
No.
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 So here is our result. Wait me a little bit.
It's surprising. Let's see the surprise happen.
Okay, wait a moment.
It's nothing surprising.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
All
is
right.
my first time. This is my first time to take this timer role, and I don't know why. However, I have to concentrate very much. Even I cannot listen the speech, and here is the results. Yeah.
Okay.
The minimum timers is 3 minutes and 46 seconds, and the maximum length is 6 minutes and 40 seconds. So what it be that there's no one is qualified.
Yeah. Some of the person like share the feedback nearly equal the time of a speech. And we can see how much dedication she put into the feedback. All right, I myself sometimes Toastmaster Kim I'm very surprised because it's the very first time she's a witness of the evaluator over time. It's normal because what we want to bring to all the speaker is all the everything that have the speaker improve. All right, so now I think don't need to say more. It's the time for us to look at the whole meeting in general. Let's see what the meeting today is something to remember or something not to remember. Okay, I just kidding. And now let's welcome on the stage our powerful woman who have us look at the whole meeting and have it improve. Welcome on the stage the standard evaluator, Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lee Chenki. And a disclaimer before the time start, I'm really sorry that today I was late for 15 minutes. So the general evaluation today will not be so general, but it starts from 7:45 to 9:04. Please excuse me for that. Anything that happens within the first 15 minutes, I don't know, okay? Let's skip that. Right. Okay. So let's start in the evaluation. Today is such a wow easy job because I only have 2 rows and 6 evaluators, right? No, okay. Let's first start with our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Lee Twinkie. Well, in Toastmaster, we have certain role that suit with certain characteristics. And I think Lee is just born to be a Toastmaster of the day because the vibrant energy that she has, the knowledge and also the experience that she had with Toastmaster really help her to bring the meeting very smoothly from one part to another. She knows how to connect with the audience, not only the people who are visual here on what you say, but also on the fact that we chat a lot in the chat box and she noticed that and she was able to bring all of that into her transitional speech from one to another. Yeah, and she was always smiling. Yeah, that is a really great thing about Lee. So, anything to remind Lee for the next steps? It's just one thing. First is the be more mindful of the speakers who are disqualified, right? Because there was certain time that we would have issue happen, maybe something that against the rule, something that happened, and you have to be very flexible. So the professionalism is whether not forgot that those little middle things. Yeah, that it's just for Lee to become more professional, but overall she's perfect. And second, to our timer, Toastmaster Oing. This is the first time that you are a timer, right, Toastmaster Oing? Wow, she really looks like a timer, scary. And when I look at her face, she's like, okay, I'm concentrating on the time. I'm not looking at it at all. And she was so professional in adjusting all the background, even though there were certain glitches at time that I noticed. And she was very sharp in distributing like what is the time. She doesn't waste any time in order to say how much time is taken. And overall, the time for each speaker, I feel like it so flows very smoothly because Toastmaster Oing knows perfectly what she has to do, even though this is just the first time. So that's really great, Toastmaster Oing. Right. And if there's not anything that I can give a suggestion for Toastmaster Oing, it's just to maybe just listen a bit more. Yeah, being a timer doesn't have to be so stressful. You can also smile a bit because the speaker will often see you on the screen when you're showing the timing. So when they see you smiling, they will also be like feel smiling too. If it's red already and your face is like this, they will be like, oh no, I have to rush. Okay, so just smile more and enjoy the role that you're doing very well. Okay, so now let's go next to our evaluators. Oh, wow, I really love our evaluators for today's meeting. Let's first talk about our first 2 handsome evaluator, Toastmaster Bill. Today he changed his hairstyle, I just noticed, and Toastmaster Felix. Wow. So for Toastmaster Bill and Toastmaster Felix, I was really amazed by the fact that they were able to tell their personal opinion on the story that they have with death and funeral that's related to Toastmaster Nian's speech. So that really brings like the evaluation doesn't have to be something that's so technical in which you see the speaker should do the body language or something, but it's about our human feelings. Oh my gosh, I'm bad already. But skip it. I'm the last row already. Yeah. So I really love the fact that they were able to bring their personal take and their perception on the story and the content into the evaluation. And they were professional in having full 3 part in which they talk about the content, delivery, the things that are good, the points for improvement, which is nice. And coming next to our second speaker, we have Toastmaster Tuen and Toastmaster Thiết as the evaluator. Our 2 Toastmasters here, they did really well. First thing that I noticed is that their English pronunciation has improved a lot. Compared to many first meeting that I heard, there was like a bit monotone and maybe the words that they pronounce are kind of rough. But today I feel like Toastmaster Tuen and Toastmaster Thiết all have the bit of vocal variety and also the way they pronounce the word are like really round and smooth. So that is a big applause for Toastmaster Tuen and Toastmaster Thiết for improving on your pronunciation. They did really well the technique of mirroring what the speaker did. in which when they repeat the sentence that Toastmaster Ling said, right, 30 minutes that change everything. And when they say that something is good, they also demonstrate that using their body language or using their voice. So the mirroring technique of the evaluator is used really well. And also Toastmaster Tiet also bring her own charm of having the PSP, right? And her way of interacting with the audience, even when she is evaluating, it's really nice. It's something that we should learn. Yeah. And coming last, we only have Toastmaster Felix. So a reminder for Tuyền to pay more notice on the agenda and overall, and notice about every role that you take, because you know that we have 2 evaluation for each speech. So sometimes we will have to take more roles. So be more aware of that. Yeah. So for Toastmaster Felix, also very straightforward. Like Lee said, he changed his style a bit. It depends on the speaker, but he didn't lose his professionalism. He has a very sharp notice on the body language and the voice the speaker did. I think that is really full, not just about the content, but also body language and how it harmonized together in overall. So very well done, Toastmaster Felix. Okay, so that's all the good things, right? What are the things that I can suggest for our evaluators? Well, I think it's just 4 words. Say more with less. You understand what I mean, right? I cannot say that too because I'm over time. But I think that Toastmaster bring us a challenge because they only give us like a certain amount of time in order to evaluate a speech that has so many depth, right? And it brings to us a lesson that maybe sometimes speaking too much doesn't mean that the speaker will learn a lot. And the thing is that we have to focus on what is the 1 to 2 core things that you see that the speaker can improve and that should be said. For example, if Toastmaster Ling, we know that he has a very good strength on his voice, right? And during his speech, we see that there are certain parts that could be much better if he used his vocal variety, which means like more emphasis, louder voice, or like a higher pitch. We can say that vocal variety should be the main focus that you give to Toastmaster Ling during the evaluation. There are many things other, there are body language, there are content, but focus on one thing that maybe the speaker can improve right in the next speech. And that can shorten your time to evaluate and give suggestion more. And in case the speaker is dying to know more, you can always send a personal note. Yeah. So that's something that maybe can save the time and also focus on the most important thing. Yeah. And overall, coming back to our meeting today, I just find one very last interesting point, which is actually not about evaluation, is that I find in our impromptu evaluation from Toastmaster Nhiên and Toastmaster Bill for Hiệp, I find that actually when we do evaluation, we often are kind of like very constrained on the way that we have to evaluate on the technical things like body language that somehow help make us lose the enjoyment and our own personal take on the content. Yeah, so I was just thinking about if possible, maybe the next meeting we can have some impromptu evaluation like this, in which we only encourage the audience to share what they think about the content, what they think about the issue, and just like make the engagement for people to share their ideas. That could be a nice thing. So it's just a suggestion for the organizer, maybe at the exco next time to do something, because for a meeting like this, we still have some time and we can help the other audiences, like, right? Like Toastmaster Kim, who just here, Toastmaster Ling, who went into here, but then we don't have table topics or anything for them to speak with us. That it could be a point that we ask everyone to contribute in the ideas. All right. So overall, that was my evaluation. It's a very nice meeting. I feel like I learned a lot from the speakers and the evaluators. Truly, there's some of the meetings that I do not find want to fall asleep. So very nice job. Everyone should have a pat on their shoulder. And let's come back to Lee, our Toastmaster of the day.
I feel like I can listen to Quỳnh Anh for the whole day. I mean,
Oh, really? Okay, I can continue.
Okay. Well, every time Quỳnh Anh rate the voice, I like cannot take my eye off hers. I myself learn a lot from hers, and I truly love and enjoy the sharing she gave for each and every keynote holder. And we know that in order to make every meeting become better, we all have prepare something for you, right? For one of the very big change in this year is we need your feedback. So we prepare a feedback form for each and every one of you in order to you put all the thought, the sharing, or just some recommend to make our meeting more and more impactful, valuable, and somehow more effective. We're waiting for listen to your opinions, and the feedback form we send in the group messenger after the meeting. All right, and waiting for that. Just good luck to inform. And after this meeting over, don't forget to register for the next meeting, because the positions, the role is on sale. It is all on sale, and I hope to see your name is on the screen. Mhm. All right. Yeah. Mm. And we are about to hold the contest also. So I love to encourage everyone to register to be the contestant, because you are the one who like represent sea level, move to the next level, move to the area, to the district, or to the universe. So encourage everyone to register for the contest. All right, that's some of the reminder. Once and today meeting is very special because I think we don't need to give certificate, because all us are the winner in our race, in our own race. The time you are here, you're present, you are the winner because you choose the improvement over comfortable. All right. So once again, thank you so much for everyone for being here. You are the thing. You are the one who inspire me a lot and encourage me to be better every single week. I love to see you every week, and I hope to see you in 2 more weeks with another exciting topic. All right, so once again, thank you very much, everyone. In order to end the section today, let's open all the camera to take the last picture, to recap the last moment. After 2 hour meeting, how do you feel? You feel more excited or sleepy? Let's pretend to be happy. Bill, please wake up. All right, let's express your feeling honestly. Okay, you can be sleepy or sad or excited based on you. Let's make your face diverse. All right, everyone, let's show me who are you.
Everyone's eyes are so small. Look at Felix, Tiet, and Bill. Their eyes is one line now.
Okay, all right. All right, so everyone, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. That is a very true feeling of us after 2 hours. Very funny. Yeah, thank you so much for trying your best in the last minutes. Hope to enjoy the meeting today and see you next week. Next week. Thank you. See you later. Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone. Bye
Bye.
Have a great day.
bye. Okay.
And Lynn can use